Good morning, everybody. We had some technical difficulties today, but I think we figured it out finally. We are very excited to go live with you guys and dive into eBlock and just make sure that you have all the information you need to best utilize the products we offer at Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction.
Yep, absolutely. EBlock is our newest product, and we invite any questions you guys will have at the end, but we're going to go over a couple of things. We started using EBlock just a few months back, and it's been a really exciting new product. Lots of people are using it, and we're selling a handful of cars, and we want to see more people use it, but it's new, so a lot of people have questions. So we'll get started here, and I'll let Rachel ask me some questions.
Yeah, and we want you to be a part of this question and answer. So for every question you comment into the Facebook Live, we'll honor $5,000 to your account, and obviously we'll answer it live.
Nice.
So, and I am Rachael. I am Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auctions Marketing Director, and this is Andy Poteet, our e-commerce manager, well-versed on all things internet.
Yes, happy to be here, and I want to make sure that I answer all the questions that are out there. So, any questions you have.
All righty. Well, what makes eBlock a different product? Why should buyers utilize this product?
That's a good question. So EBlock is designed specifically with the buyer's experience in mind. It includes full CRs that have OBD scanning, paint metering, tread depth measurement. They have a thorough visual inspection, and they give peace of mind to the buyer whenever they buy a car online with EBlock. We put all the information you need in there, even including the Carfax details we include in the seller's notes, as well as a link that you can access to look directly to Carfax. Buyers can select from a vast list of filters to try and help them target the right products, make sure that they're not wasting time filtering through lots of different vehicles they wouldn't need. They can filter through everything from color to drivetrain to the grade, the CR grade. There's a 100-point grading scale. So that's all very valuable when it comes to saving time. And it's designed for mobile, so it's accessible on your phone. It's really the best way to use it. However, it can be used on the desktop as well and works just fine. There are, the other thing I want to mention is there's two different types of sales. Yes, Rachel would give me a hard time if I didn't say that. So there are two different types of sales, also meant to accommodate the different buying styles. One is called the hourly sale, and the other is called the live sale, which is what we'll be talking more about and what's going to be happening here tomorrow at 1 p.m. on Friday the 19th. So the hourly sale consists of a set amount of inventory, and that inventory is available during a set amount of time. It's usually about 24 to 36 hours. And during this period, bids can be placed, and they're worked individually by our sales team as the bids come in. It's similar to other online buying platforms that are live, 24 hours. The best part of eBlock is the live sale. That's where you get the full eBlock buying experience. This sale brings 4 lanes of actual real-time live bidding. The vehicles are all digitally crossing a block. It's reminiscent of buying vehicles on simulcast. The units all start with a 60-second timer, and as that timer clicks down, if another person bids and outbids the other one, the timer will extend. Therefore, the time doesn't get wasted if no one else is bidding and the vehicle comes to an end. It'll move into its if status. If the reserve is met during the bidding, there'll be an indication on the vehicle that's being bid that the reserve has been met, and it will let you know if you're the person who's made that bid that the reserve has been met. If not, it will go into if status and be worked immediately, but as the sale continues and as the sale ends as well. The auto bid feature is a very important feature for eBlock, and it's one that is going to lend itself to people's live bidding experience. When you place an auto bid on a vehicle, which is very much like a proxy bid, it basically is a place marker on that vehicle when it crosses the block. So when your auto bid hits, if you are outbid, also a notification will come to you immediately, and you'll know you need to run to that vehicle and continue to bid so you don't lose it if you want. But you can always put your max in there, and if it gets up to your max and it stops, you can get the vehicle. So a lot of different ways to bid, auto bid being one of the most valuable tools within eBlock. It's similar to eBay. If you've ever bought anything on eBay, which I know most people buy things on Amazon now, but it's very similar to buying things on eBay, where you have a group of people that are all bidding against each other from, who knows, all over the world possibly. We have buyers in all parts of the country. So this accommodates everyone, anywhere, with all their buying needs.
So this sounds like this product is the most authentic to a in-person auction experience, as far as any other platform goes.
Yes, definitely. With the live sale, having the vehicles, again, crossing a digital sales block, all moving at once, 4 lanes happening simultaneously, and the bidding being live, being able to see that you've been outbid. It's definitely an experience that lends itself to the action that you have when you're in lane or even doing a simulcast sale. It's all happening right then there in front of you, and the decisions are being made as the cars are moving.
Alrighty. So from week to week, I mean, we obviously have a sale in lane every Tuesday, and we traditionally post no sales to all of our e-commerce platforms. Where do the cars come from for EBlock?
So that's a good question. The cars come from two different places, and these are the two places traditionally that we get all of our online inventory from. So yes, we list our no sales. If you've been here and you've been trying to buy cars on Tuesday, seeing no sales on Wednesday may not be attractive to you. However, we have buyers all over the country that may not attend our sale on Tuesday. So we do list a large group of our no sales after our Tuesday sale. Another thing to keep in mind with no sales is that they often will be price adjusted when they're listed to be sold online. After the activity that the seller saw in lane, they may determine that they want to lower the price for a lot of different reasons. So don't always overlook the no sales if you're one of our day-to-day Tuesday or simulcast buyers. The other place we get them is outside the gate units, what we call OTG units. Those are overage frontline units that are at the dealerships. So they're cars that maybe wouldn't be ones that the dealership rushes to send to the auction. They're hoping they can still retail these units. However, they're the ones that are getting old on them, or maybe they have a lot of this type of unit and they're just sitting on their lot. So they're a little bit more motivated to move them. And that gives us an opportunity to pull from that pool of inventory that you would not typically see at a wholesale auto auction.
So we send, who goes out to evaluate these cars?
Yeah, we have a group of CR riders. They're all trained. They all have extensive experience doing CRs in the automotive or auto auction business, all 2 years plus. And they have all the tools that they need. Usually we send one individual, depending on the number of cars, we can send more. And they can do a CR in about 10 to 15, maybe even more minutes. We do put a lot of time into our CRs because we have to provide confidence to the online buying experience. We know that it's so hard to bid on cars online, especially a red light car. And so even on our red light cars, we have these guys putting as much detail as possible in there to give you confidence. So they are first choice auction employees. They're not third party inspection group, and they take pride in their work.
All right. So what type of fee does the EBlock buyer make? Is it the same as OBE? Is it the same as inlane? How does that work?
That's a good question too. So some of our digital platforms actually do have different fee structures, but EBlock is not one of them. EBlock is made to be a second first choice auction. So the fees are the same as if you purchased it on simulcast. So you'll have your in-lane fee, and then you'd have your online purchase convenience fee. So wherever those are eligible, depending on the price of the vehicle, you would pay the normal fees you would pay if you bought on simulcast here at first choice. So it limits the confusion when you're buying a vehicle here or buying it on EBlock.
Alrighty, and transportation. So these vehicles, if they're not a no sale and it's not on a lot, or it is a no sale and it's left and went back to the dealership, how does the transportation work for the buyers? How do they get these vehicles?
Right. So in most instances, it's going to be how they would normally pick them up. Some buyers, especially if they're farther away from us, they may use a central dispatch company. There are occasions where the vehicles are not on site. They may be at the actual dealership, in which case we will communicate that to the buyer and try and assist, accommodate with the transport. If it's a local buyer, as most of our local buyers know, it's very easy for us to assist with transport. We can either have the vehicles driven to you, which is usually the quickest way, or we can have them transported to you in a number of different ways, either from our in-house transport or from a third party that we use. So lots of different ways to do it, and we definitely will accommodate the buyer to their needs.
Alrighty, and how post-sale inspections?
Very important, of course, for people who are buying cars online and in general. I always recommend a post-sale if you can put one on there. So you can get a post-sale just like you would on any vehicle you buy here, anyone that's eligible. The same cost, the PSI fees are all the same levels of coverage from cost to time frame. So again, simplifying the buying process by having it mimic our standards here.
Alrighty, and so let's say this vehicle arbitrates. Are our buyers now contacting EBlock?
No. While we do have a great support team at EBlock that are always there to help us with any kind of technological issues a user may be having, we are in control of the whole process, and most importantly, arbitration. So LAFCA controls the process just like they would again if the vehicle arbitrated in lane or on simulcast, or if you bought it on OV or open lane. We still own that arbitration process, which is good because it gives the buyer the confidence to know that they're working with LAFCA. They know that we're going to make a decision that benefits them. So again, just like if a car arbed here, we would address it in the same way. Same group of guys that work on all the cars here on a regular basis.
So right now we have a few different promos going on to kind of incentivize buyers to utilize this product, and there's two. The first one being the $99 buy fee. How does that work?
Well, it's running out at the end of this month. So what is that, 10 more days, 12 more days?
About.
Yep, you'll have an opportunity for your first purchase on EBlock from LAFCA. So even if you've been using EBlock in the past, but you haven't purchased anything from our auction, your first purchase will only be a $99 fee. And if it's a $99 car or a $99,000 car, the fee is only $99. So that's a really great incentive for your first purchase with our auction or with EBlock if you've never used it before.
And you mentioned something about auto bids earlier. We are still incentivizing buyers to auto bid, right?
Yes. I mean, auto bid is the best way to buy cars on EBlock. And to motivate people to do that and to incentivize them, we do a weekly $100 drawing. So for anyone who puts in auto bids on the eligible vehicles, you get a raffle ticket into the drawing. So if you bid 10 auto bids, whether you win the vehicles or not, you get 10 raffles into a weekly drawing for a $100 gift card. So just getting into the product, familiarizing yourself with it, and making auto bids is an opportunity to get $100 every week.
Great. And so let's get into a little bit of maybe a complaint, I would say.
Oh, no.
So a lot of people have questions on why there isn't a buy now feature on the EBlock platform.
Right. So that is a very good question. The buy now feature, while it's great, it's valuable, especially in time right now when people need to get cars quickly, it creates what's known as a static sale, where it doesn't create really any interaction between the seller and the buyer, or the liaison of the sale and the buyer, the auction, and you lose out on the opportunity to really get a better deal on the car. This is not how EBlock wants to sell cars. The way EBlock wants to sell cars and the way we want to help you guys buy cars on EBlock is through the live sale and through bidding on vehicles that are available in a pool of vehicles through a set period of time and that are addressed immediately. If there was a buy now feature, that will take away all of the things that EBlock has created to try and improve the buying experience online. There are other digital platforms that have buy now features that are great, they're valuable, and when you're using those platforms, they make sense and they're applicable. But for EBlock, again, they're trying to stray away from the static buying experience and give a real feel to the buying experience, give you the interaction side and the ability to negotiate the deal, and maybe not have to pay the buy now, cost. So.
Right. And so how does the pricing of the vehicles work? I mean, we know while we're in lane, you have a physical auctioneer in control of where the bidding's going.
Right. They have the ability to kind of gauge the crowd and they understand what the car is worth, and they make a decision of where to open the bidding up. So with EBlock, there isn't a live auctioneer, so there's some limits there. What we do is we have a reserve, obviously, just like we would in lane, and we have what we call an opening bid. That bid is usually pushed back to a reasonable amount so that it's far back enough to be a reasonable starting point, a bidding, potentially purchase point, but also doesn't start at zero. You can imagine if our auctioneers started every car at the lowest price, $10,000 car, we'd start at $1,000, we'd be there all day. So our opening bids are usually somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 back of the reserve to try and create a window of reasonable bidding where we know the vehicle actually has potential to be sold, no time is being wasted, and we're not spending 10 or 15 minutes per car because we started so far back. So there's a reserve bid and an opening bid, but like everything with a good auction, we are always open to discussion, and all the contact details for both myself and our sales reps are available on EBlock, and you can always get them here from anyone, Rachael, of course, and we can always talk about the bids. If there's a question you have about the opening bid or the reserve price, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to try and find a way to make you be able to bid on these cars. So never feel like anything is set in stone until you talk to somebody.
Yeah, and like everything at Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction, We are driven to make your experience in lane or online the best as possible. So we always want to hear your feedback. So if there's anything that you have to offer, you can comment on the Facebook page. You can email us at info@lafka.com. You can call us. You can come and talk to us right in the office. For those of you that watched our live this morning, we hope that you enjoyed it. If you would like to see some other topics covered in this type of format, a question and answer, let us know. We'd love to hear you.
Yeah, we have lots of answers for all of your questions. So thank you so much for y'all's time.
Well, we hope you had a great morning and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.